mean, it's great. I mean, the darts has the, I think, the unenviable title, or maybe the greatest title, that they have the first two world champions of the year.
Yes.
Because you have the PDC do theirs, and I think it's about the 2nd of January or whenever the time falls, and then immediately you start your tournament. Almost, well, I think there's a little cut.
Well, Lakeside always begins the first Saturday of the year.
Yeah, and then then immediately that you have your world champion. So I think darts has the title of the two first world champions of the year, which is a great thing to have. I mean, I don't knock it at all.
Yeah, and it's become very much part of Christmas and New Year now.
Oh, cheers. Oh, yeah, I had my feet up over Christmas watching the other group that you don't get involved in. But
I do get quite involved. I work in the production side of that as well.
Oh, do you? You work for You work for Sky as well, do you?
Yeah, not for Sky, no, but for ITV, who are...
Oh, of course, yes, they do ITV. Yeah, ITV4 do it, yes.
Team, so.
Yeah, it's great. And there are a couple of tournaments, because I love me darts, where you have both the BDO and the PDC, and I'll get it right this time, in competition or actually on stage at the same time.
Yeah, there aren't enough of those.
I think that's great.
Yeah, me too.
I'm loving it. I mean,
to be honest, the players feel the same. You know, they're not a different breed. They just pick a path that they want to take.
Yeah.
They're still dart players. They still play the same rules. They still play on the same dartboard. It's not, everything's the same. It's just that you play in a different code. It's like working for a different company. There
was a couple of issues this year on the PDC where there was a lot of darts falling out of the board.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too much of a technical.
No, I don't. I mean, that was very curious. I don't know quite what happened there.
I'm guessing it's a manufacturing.
Yeah, I mean, because I noticed the other tournament, the BDO. I didn't notice the darts coming out of the board as much. So, I mean, I know they bounce out and things like this, but they were falling out a couple of times. But
woke up and the toilet was overflowing. Must call the plumber. Realised the kids needed swimming lessons as it's all got out of control. Luckily, the old windows gave out, so we all floated outside. Must get on to the glazers. And now the garden looks atrocious. Now, what was the number for that landscaper?
Because you never know when a potential customer needs you, get yourself listed in your local flyer, the local business directory. Your local flyer, bringing businesses to your fingertips.
So Monday's happened, I'm sure you've had a great day. More likely you've realised your team are about as useful as a chocolate tea set. But never mind about that, tune in 8 till 10 every Monday for the Mayo and Vickers show for a night of comedy, laughter and tears. No tears. There might be some tears. Less of that. But either way, we're going to bring in local talent, comedy music from the Milton Keynes area. So tune in. 8 till 10 every Monday. Seclo Sounds, community radio for Milton Keynes.
You're listening to the Sticks Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds. Let's rejoin Richard Ashdown. How long have you been involved in darts as such then?
I played as a teenager, but I've been working in darts since 2002.
So what, 13 years?
And I've been full-time for 9 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. For me, the full-time position came about because of the combination of all the things we've talked about. As an MC, as a referee, as a spotter, as a statistician, and working a lot on the exhibition scene. When you put it all together, it is a full-time job.
Because you played county darts for Cambridgeshire, I believe.
I did as a youth, yes.
Yeah. So
I must say, I mean, I still play darts now, and I'm one of those players that's very good when no one else can see it. I never really had the bottle to do it on stage, unlike the calling or the emceeing, which I've always found very natural. I never coped well throwing darts under.
No, there's a lot of sportsmen like that. As they say, he's been playing well on the practice board, or he's been playing well on the snooker table, practicing. But get them under lights and get them under the camera. I know what it's like. I mean, I do some stage work and other bits and bobs, and up on a stage or in front of a lot of people, the old nerves kick in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you, if anybody listening has the opportunity to go to a darts exhibition just at a local pub or club.
Yeah.
Because the skills that the professional players can produce in a relaxed atmosphere.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you think it's still what you see on the TV.
Well,
I'm
blown away with what. Yeah. I mean, I'm blown away with what I can see on TV. I mean, I watch the big guys. I mean, the Scotty dog that just won recently. I mean, he was a revelation. But he'd used a mind coach to, allegedly used the mind coach to sort of. He always had the talent, but the mind always kept going.
Yeah, what was impressive with Scott Mitchell is just how he held it together.
Yeah.
Through, I was almost waiting for him to falter, and he didn't.
No, he was banging in there, bang, bang, bang.
Really pleased for him,
I am. He seemed to, not knowing him, I mean, he seemed a really nice bloke, and I wish him the best of luck this year with being the world champion.
Well, the recent world champions on both sides, they've all had a bit of a journey. Actually, I know, but I think people are very pleased with the likes of Stephen Bunting and Michael Van Gerwen. They were the 2 world champions on the opposite coast last year.
Yeah.
And both of them began their careers as the most outstanding youth players you could imagine, as teenagers. And it did take them a while to get that senior world title.
That's right.
And I think universally, when Stephen Bunting won Lakeside, it was the player's choice.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
He comes over
for him because he's made the journey.
Yeah, he comes over as a lovely bloke. I was actually praying this year that he would win the other world title, and he would be the only person, I believe, in history to hold both world titles together.
Yeah, it would have been interesting.
That would have been
I'm
great.
really pleased for him and how he's performed.
Oh, he didn't disgrace himself by any means.
If you're a good darts player, you're a good darts player.
Yeah. Well, I wish I was, but never mind.
People bring politics into it, and of course it's there, but Stephen Bunting is a world-class dart player wherever he's going.
That's right. Whether it be down the pub, in a sports hall, or live on
Absolutely.
TV.
Yeah. And whatever code he plays in, he was a great player in the BDO. He's now a great player in the PDC.
So,
continuation is the fact that he's a great darts player.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's it exactly. So before you got into darts, what did you do as a career before that?
I was looking at accounts.
Oh dear. Okay.
I always liked numbers.
Well, I was going to ask you that actually because you have to be very, very good at maths.
I was always very naturally good at maths. It came easy to me as a youngster. If I tried to learn a language, I couldn't get past counting to 10.
Yeah, I know the feeling well.
Another language, but with maths, I just found it very easy. And I remember actually a conversation with a careers advisor when I was about 15 or 16. They said, "What would you like to do? If you go to A level?" And I said, "I'd like to do maths and performing arts." And she laughed at me. She said, "Well, that's ridiculous because there's no job that would incorporate the two."
Well, I think you found it.
Now, mention to her what I do.
Yeah. Have you seen her?
No.
No, you haven't.
It's interesting because, of course, they are worlds apart. But
completely worlds apart. I mean, as I say, it's brought show business into darts, and I think that's a good thing. I think the whole atmosphere. I've never actually been to either Alexandra Palace or to the Lakeside or any of these big tournaments. But I must admit, I have Sky, and I sit when they have the Premier League. I sit there and I look at the crowds, 12,000 people watching darts.
Yeah.
I mean, what would Sid and Freddie Truman when they started off indoor league? What would they made of that now?
I know that's what I mean. I don't.
It's just
even 10 years ago.
It's sort of.
I mean, it's created a different atmosphere. I will say that. I mean, you have two types of darts crowd. Personally, I enjoy a bit of both. I like to go along to some events and people are just singing and standing, and then other events, the dance is very keenly observed, and you have a lot of knowledgeable people in the audience living on every dart, and that creates its own atmosphere.
Well, I think that's quite nice. I think that's it. I mean, I love that they do the chant, "Stand up if you love your darts," and I mean, I'm sitting in my lounge and I'm thinking, I'm almost singing that myself, and it's really it gets me into it. I really quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
So you said you were looking at a career path in accountancy. What actually happened for you to get first full time into darts then?
Well, I just used to attend some exhibitions, and I mentioned Bobby George earlier on. I got chatting with him, when I was still in my teens, just about the counting on the board, and he was aware that I was studying the players, and I was just really into it, almost in anorak fashion. I used to absolutely record everything, watch it backwards and forward. I loved it. A few years on, the role of the spotter was vacant at the Lakeside World Championship for the BBC, and it was one of those sliding doors moments. I was fortunate enough to walk past Bobby while he was signing autographs, and he spotted me and said, "Aha, that's the guy that I've been looking for."
Wow.
So it really was a moment, to begin with, I had a real bit of luck. It was just,
I
happened to be good with numbers, and he knew it.
Yeah.
They put me in the chair, it went well in 2002, and then it just sort of took off from there. The spotting came first, and I was soon asked by a company in Holland who had a lot of TV darts at the time to work for them.
Yeah.
Robbie also asked me to call for him in exhibitions to try it out and get into it, and I was very happy to do so. And through doing exhibitions, you learn your trade. You're used to talking in front of people, become more relaxed. The counting was natural, but the confidence grew. So within 4 years, I was doing so many exhibitions and tournaments that I had to knock accounts on the head.
Well,
I chose to.
Well, accounting's losses.
I had too much darts work to keep a full-time accounts job going.
Yeah, well, accounting's losses, darts is gain, isn't it? So
I've been very fortunate, and Robbie does get a bit tired of me thanking him.
Oh wow!
But now I'm a professional in my own right.
Yeah.
I still remember where I came from.
Yeah, I think talking to a lot of people in their careers, it's that little bit of luck and that right place, right time, and it happens. So, did you really, back in 2003 when you decided to go full-time darts, did you really think that darts would be as huge as it is now?
No, I mean where the boom seems to be happening, as I say, was in the Netherlands. Barney within the BDO.
Yeah.
The events were getting bigger and bigger. They were the first organisers to really go big with it, where we were talking about thousands rather than hundreds of people in the audience. And that was where I thought the future would be. It seems to have dwindled over there as far as the attendances go. They still have it on the television. There's a lot of TV coverage over there. But Germany now seems to be the boom, and indeed, of course, the UK. But recent darts in Australia, they've had tremendous sort of the excitement about the top players going over there. They're filling venues left, right and centre. It's been magnificent.
Yeah, because in America it's slightly different. They play it on the floor, don't they, rather than on the stage?
Yeah, and a lot of American players play soft electronic darts.
Yeah, with electronic darts. I've been out to the States and I've seen it, and it's quite. I mean, I don't know. I've never played it over there, but I've seen it played over there, and it seems very different. And I don't quite know how that will work out. Would work in England.
Yeah, well, it's a different sport as far as you don't play 501 in terms of scoring on the 20s and the 19s and the trebles. You throw the bullseye. There's a large bull and the 25. It all counts as 50.
Because the bullseye seems to be. I mean, more and more players seem to try and end on the ball, and it's quite spectacular. It's really.
Yeah, well, in steel tip, in the standard game, the bullseye in general has just become more. And it's because of the. This is the great thing about darts. This is the part that I love about it. It isn't about just hitting high scores. Of course, that's important.
Yeah.
But players have to think. There's tactics towards saving yourself a dart. And what players do is they use the 25. For example, if you have a 1-2-1 left with one dart left in your hand, and you hit a 20, you return to the board next time needing 101, which needs 3 darts if you're going to do it in the standard way. What players do with the last guy is they just dip for the 25, knocks it down to 96, and then when you return, you can walk back and go treble 20 double 18.
Yeah, or if by chance they hit the bullseye.
About having the extra dart.
Yeah, and also it's very spectacular. I remember seeing, I can't remember who it was. You may know this. I think it was one of the American players. I think it might have been Paul Lim many years ago, and he had 3 darts and he hit 150. Got 3 in the bullseye.
I mean, we've only seen that happen. We've never seen that happen in match play in terms of.
No, this was in some tour. I think it was on. I think I think it might have been on World of Sport. It might have been on.
But they used to have things like I'm not sure if it was Paul Lim.
It might have been Paul Lim or Nicky Vrashgor. It's one of those sort of guys many years ago, and I only just about remember it. And I was thinking, my God, how can you get 3 in there? I struggle getting 1 in there.
Yeah, I mean that's the sort of thing I was talking about with the exhibition.
The exhibition stuff, yeah.
You'll see it all the time.
Yeah.
Gary Fitz here, every Monday, 10 o'clock. Coming up, we've got Eric and Ernie. Join me here on Seclo Sounds.
In your smile.
It's from 1975, Eric and Ernie were 4...
Gary, it's not Eric and Ernie, it's Earl and Ernie, the Cape Brothers, Union Man.
Oh, I see. Gary Fitz here, every Monday, 10 o'clock. Earl and Ernie.
This is Seclo Sounds, and you can listen to us by clicking Listen Live on our homepage at seclosounds.org for a choice of players. Via TuneIn Radio at www.tunein.com, search for Seclo Sounds and listen online or download the TuneIn app. You can download the Seclo Sounds iPhone app from the iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us on demand at our replay page.
Natasha's Noise, Fridays at 6 on Seclo Sounds. The only place to get the latest YouTube news and gossip. Tune in for an hour of chat and euphony that you won't want to miss. So remember, Natasha's Noise here on Seclo Sounds, Fridays at 6.
You're listening to the Sticks Radio Show here on Seclo Sounds, and let's rejoin Richard Ashdown for the third time. Away from the darts, I mean, I know you're obviously very passionate about darts, more passionate than I am about darts. What do you do